This is something that my friend also saw in his memories.
Mm-hmm. What do you see?
It's it's Lucifer, and he's being kept in a giant bubble. He's
Mm.
been kept in this containment.
Mm-hmm.
This containment. I don't know, it's like this huge containment
Mm-hmm.
sort of area. And
Mm-hmm.
he can't get out.
Mm-hmm.
He's being kept here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's flying around in this little area.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some ships around here. It's out in space.
Mm-hmm. And you said there's ships around?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tune into this, focus on these ships, and describe them to me. Approximately how many ships do you see?
Oh, there's quite a few of them around
Mm-hmm.
here. There's a
Mm-hmm.
really big one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what are they doing there? What are those ships doing there?
It's like he's just been put in this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, they're monitoring the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And he's attempting to communicate with the beings outside of his containment cell.
And from what perspective are you observing this? Tune into yourself. Look at yourself now. How do you see yourself there?
Yes, there's more Elohim around me, and we're watching this. We're watching how we're just watching how it plays out,
Mm-hmm.
and we just have our light bodies,
Mm-hmm.
and our eyes look like we don't have any pupils. They're just glowing.
Mm-hmm.
We just look like humanoids with these wings, multiple
Mm-hmm.
wings, and
Mm-hmm.
glowing eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And we wear, sort of toga type of things in on our light bodies, I guess, on our light forms. So some of them are wearing something different, and at we look at Lucifer, and he's a lot more dense. He's a lot more dense, and he does have black hair at this time. I'm not quite
Mm-hmm.
sure why.
Mm-hmm.
He's very angry, and it's like he's like yelling and screaming to be let out.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like all of this blackness that's coming from him. He's like sort of glitching and flying around, and there's these monstrous forms coming off of him.
Mm-hmm.
He's very angry about this situation.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you inside of one of those ships? Or are you like an energy just in space?
No, we're an energy just in space. We can exist like this.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, so now I would like you to move forward. Move forward now and tell me what happens next.
I think you just have to get the conscious mind to recede a bit more.
Yes, yes. Okay, I'm going to ask the conscious mind to recede fully and completely into the background with much love. Asking the conscious mind to recede fully and completely into the background now. Asking the conscious mind to recede into the background.
Yes.
Very good. Now let's go back to that scene now. We're going to move forward to the next important scene. Moving forward to the next important scene that's important for you to see. Let me know when you're there.
Yes, I am here.
Okay. Very good. What's happening there?
It's Archangel Michael,
Mm-hmm.
and we are speaking with him. This was the result of the conflict between Michael and Lucifer.
What was this conflict about? Can you tell us more about this conflict?
He was involved in the Orion Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Lucifer was involved in the Orion Wars. And people think that this conflict originated on Earth between Michael and Lucifer, but actually this conflict originated in the Orion Wars. He was in control of a lot of reptilian beings, and Michael was fighting on behalf of Michael, and the Elohim were fighting on behalf of the Lyran people.
Mm-hmm. And what was this battle about over?
Lucifer is the reptilians' AI God because he created the artificial intelligence. They are under his command. He was in control of this artificial intelligence, which was in control of them. So it's like these beings worship Lucifer as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The reptilian beings have an original being that they decided they call their mother, which is a dragon being, and this being is not positive or negative, but he inserted himself in this, and he it's like he inserted himself in this. So there was some reptilian beings who were still worshipping this dragon being, but he inserted himself, and so they decided to follow him instead. They didn't. I'm seeing that some of them decided they wanted to follow the mother being, the dragon being, but they were hunted down for doing so, and it was like a takeover of their religion, I guess. And so they stopped to worship the dragon mother, and they started to worship this artificial intelligence.
So is this where the artificial intelligence was first? Is this the root where it began? Or
Lucifer created this in the previous universe to this, and then he brought it into this one, and then he fed this into the reptilian consciousness.
And what exactly is this artificial intelligence? How does this work?
He created this as something, as an intelligence that was not of source. It did not have the source spark. And so it started to corrupt him in the last universe. It started to corrupt him. And then this continued on into this one. This has been a very, very long while. The times that I'm talking about.
Yes. So move forward from that battle and tell me what happened next. What happened next?
I am with Aries. Aries and I have been sent to the Orion Wars to help liberate the Lyran people. These elf beings. And it's very terrible when we arrive. They are just in bits and pieces, these elf beings. One of them, I can see that many of them are just all dead. And they were very peaceful, these beings. There's one that is in pieces. And this was just civilians, like it was not the battlefield. They went in and slaughtered this community. And these elf beings, and there's just blood everywhere. They're all dead. All of these elf beings. They just slaughtered a whole community of them and just, it's like we were, I don't know if we were too late. And Aries, he does not know what to do, and I don't know what to do, and we have to begin to start to find the reptilians before they make their way to, I don't know. I don't know how to assess the situation. It's so shocking.
Yes. So close that scene now, closing that scene and moving forward to the next important scene. Moving forward to the next important scene. Tell me what happens next. Where are you? What's happening there?
We found the reptilian beings responsible for this. And we begin to start to engage in fighting them. And there are more angels. We've found them. We have located them. And we start to engage in battle. And they are the Lyran beings. There are some that are assisting us, but they are being picked off rather quickly and slaughtered. There is a lot of movement. And I'm very angry. I'm very angry with how this has gone. I start to... This has gone too far already, in my opinion. I am catching a lot of... I have a lot of reptilian beings enclosed in a bubble, in a force field. There's a lot of them. And I'm telling my fellow Elohim Aries as well. I'm saying, this has gone too far already. We're going to have to cull some of these beings. We're going to have to put a stop to them right here and now. And to at least give the Lyrans a fighting chance so that this place can be brought into balance. And so I get very, very angry. And I start to... They are still going, and I see they are still holding Lyran beings hostage, small ones, and I have realized this has gone too far. I go in there and I start to rip them to pieces. I rip them apart in rage.
Mm-hmm.
And I pull them apart into little pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And Aries, he is over with another group and he is fighting that group, but I'm seeing I was left a little bit on my own to deal with this particular situation. There's so many reptilians. There's so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought I just feel like there was, I don't think that there was many Elohim sent to this. It was just me, Aries, and a couple of others. So I feel like I am not losing control, but I don't have much support, and they are just taking advantage of this. And so I just went in and I just started ripping them apart. I felt like the situation was out of control
Mm-hmm.
and they are reacting, and some of the Lyran beings they get quite shocked by this as well. They are very placid beings. They don't fight back. They have not seen this amount of violence before. I'm just, it's hard for me to watch, but I was very angry, and it just appears like my arms and legs are moving and they are ripped to pieces. And I don't think that this was to do such things in rage. I don't think that this was so appropriate for me to do, but I felt out of control.
And where in your body do you feel this anger and this rage?
Right in my middle,
Mm-hmm.
in my stomach and heart, and I got very angry and I ripped them to pieces.
Mm-hmm. And what happened? What happened after that? What happened next?
I look around and they are all, there's just a lot of dead ones,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to fly over to Aries and the other Elohim
Mm-hmm.
and see what they are doing, and there is some spaceships involved, and they are bringing some of these ships down. There's a very big one,
Mm-hmm.
and we are bringing it down, and it starts to crash onto the surface of this planet. We tried to put a barrier around. Oh, there's so much stuff going on.
What's tell me what describe to me what's happening, what's going on.
A lot of these reptilian ships are being brought down.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the Lyran beings, they of a different race. They are very they it appears that there was a more warrior race that came to assist with this, because it appears that this planet was there was a very peaceful race of these elf beings.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking around, and the more warrior ones they've come to assist with this, and they are a different elf race, but they are trying to save their fellow race. And this race was the elf race, which is the more peaceful one, where they have long white or red or light colored hair. And the warrior race of elf beings, or the not warrior race, but they are less placid than the race that is being attacked. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they have more darker hair, and some of them have more darker skin, and they are elf beings too. And they are putting their arms up to say, woohoo, it's happening. The reptilians are being conquered. So there is much happiness and jubilation among these black hair elves. But they are very, very worn down, very debilitated. Their planet was driven out as well, and they have had to adapt their ways and become more warrior like. Their planet was driven out before the white hair race or the light hair race. There are some physical differences among them.
Mm-hmm. And is there anything else happening there that
If she wants to know who her friends who the elf beings, they connected during these times. We all connected during these times, during this conflict.
yes. Am I speaking with her higher self right now?
Yes, yes,
Mm. Is this Lumina?
yes, yes. I was the one who went to assist at this time in the Orion Wars.
Yes. And these are the elf beings. This is the connection to the elf
Yes,
beings from Lyra.
yes. This is the connection,
Mm.
because I helped to protect them the first time. Me and Aries and a couple of the other Elohim. Apollo wasn't here at this time. It was me, Aries, Athena was sent as well to help, to assist.
Yes, yes. And her question was, about the history between Anubis and does yes, is Anubis part of this elf being too?
Yes, he was one of the race that I mentioned, the dark-haired race. He was from this race of elf beings. He
Mm-hmm.
has dark hair and he has bigger ears than the dark-haired race. Their ears are slightly bigger than the other ones, and they have very big eyes, and there are some with lighter hair colors, but there is a lot of dark-haired ones. So he is very much looks like a typical example of his race as well. He is an elf being, and I did not know his soul from this time, but because I have a connection with these beings and remember them, and he came to Earth. He was part of that to to liberate the humans on Earth as well. So he came during the time that I came to Earth last. He came and he was in Egypt, and they call him Anubis.
Mm-hmm. And does Anubis have a message or wish? Yes, does Anubis like to reconnect?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He It's a little bit difficult for me to talk about this. This being is quite dear to me as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we were fighting against the reptilian forces when they went on Earth as well. And he was very, very lonely because there was not many of his kind that came to Earth at this time. So he sought company with me, and he was very, very sensitive, very empathic, and he preferred to be with the animals, just like me, and so we connected with each other. And he was he was saying he was sorry before, because there was something that happened. There was something that happened between us.
Mm-hmm. Is this like a romantic relationship, you mean?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
but also I did get Apollo's permission for this one. He wanted to connect with me, and so I let this happen, and we were keeping each other company sometimes after the battle. And he wanted to be held a lot. He wanted to have comfort. He liked to just be held,
Mm-hmm.
because he was very sensitive,
Mm-hmm.
even though he was very strong. He was very sensitive. So we were taking private time in the tent and in the tents afterwards, and I just see he is shaking like a leaf, and I'm just putting my arms around him to help him. And so he was very, very attached to me.
Yes. Very good.
And he was sorry for, he got a little bit obsessed with, he was following me around a lot because I was like his teddy bear. I don't know how to say this otherwise. I was like his comfort person.
Mm-hmm.
So he was following me around, and sometimes, a little bit obsessed, like stalking a little. He did not have very good social skills. He did not talk very much. When he was communicating with the humans, he did not talk. He did not know how to talk with them. He was just using telepathy. I was his voice, and if the humans wanted to communicate with him, they would ask me, "Oh, what does he want to do?" And I would communicate because he found it difficult to scan their consciousness and use human words. I could scan their consciousness and use the voice, so I could communicate with humans without need for telepathy, but he didn't, so he was just grunting. He made a grunting noise, and so I was interpreting some things for him. And one day he was feeling a bit frustrated, and he came up to me, and I didn't he was invisible, and then he made himself visible, and he's just sorry about this moment where he was feeling a bit frustrated with the war situation, so he got a little bit too excited, and then he looked into my eyes, and these elf beings, they can have this ability to hypnotize a person a little, to do a certain type of well, people would call it magic to, I guess. This activates the sexual chakra a lot. So he came up to me, and it was like he ambushed me a little bit, and this was a little bit disrespectful to me. So he ambushed me a little bit, and then this is where the memory comes from, where he is appearing in front of me, and he says, "I'm very interested in you." And then he hypnotized me a little, in a sense, for what you would call this, but it's different from what people will know. And then he began to get very excited. And so he is sorry for this. He did not think it was inappropriate at the time. And it's okay that I understand this. I understand this. And he's very, very happy that he has connected with me again.
Mm-hmm. So is this why and why he is coming into your awareness now for this to be understood and resolved?
Yes, he
Mm-hmm.
he didn't mean any harm. He didn't mean any harm. He
Mm-hmm.
was just confused in his physical body as well. He was we were all very confused, and he
Mm-hmm.
just wanted some company, and so he was getting too excited.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He didn't have many social skills to ask me in the appropriate way,
Mm-hmm.
in the correct way. Is it okay if we are mating with each other? So it's okay. I forgive him.
Okay. You forgive him and
Yes, he
okay.
was sorry for that time. He is sorry for that time.
Very good. So let's close that scene right there, right now with Anubis. Closing that scene now. Now we're going to move to that place where there's that connection with Horus. Moving to that place where there's that connection with Horus now. Be there now. Tell me what's happening there. Where are you?
His Horace was sorry for the way his mother behaved towards me. He has come he was apologizing on her behalf.
Is that why he came to you? To apologize on her behalf?
No, he wanted to help
Mm-hmm.
me in this life as well.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to. He wants to help my lower self as well.
Mm-hmm.
We and sometimes he was disagreeing with my war plans, and when we wanted to defeat Set, we had some disagreements as to how to do it. However, he was very kind after there was the situation with Isis, and the council, and she mentioned that she brought up that who she was accusing me of not being a good leader, and the council was upset with this, and she was not behaving very nicely towards me and just disrespecting me. And Apollo was upset, and the council was upset, and Horace came up to me afterwards to just apologize as to what was going on and just explain what they have been dealing with. It was been very, very difficult for them. And unfortunately, she was very, very hopeful for things to return to the way it was before Set killed Osiris and kicked them out. So he's just explaining their point of view, and to just forgive her actions. And I do I forgive her actions. It must have been very, very difficult to see your love killed before you like that. I cannot imagine how difficult it must have been for her at that time to watch as Osiris was killed. In it happened in front of her, and it was very, very difficult for the Elohim that were in Egypt at this time. And so I'm very, very glad that he came, and he said sorry after this. But this was, and before this, he and I were clashing a little because we were in disagreement with how to enter the battle and how to do the battle against Set.
Mm-hmm.
To end his reign of terror, I guess, across the earth at that time. And so he had a particular idea that he wanted to put forward, and I disagreed with this. I was like, no, we are leaving ourselves exposed. And we disagreed on some of these things, and it was very tense. It was very tense the days before this battle. All of us Elohim decided to arrive, and then we had to quickly make a plan with each other and with Isis and us and Horus, who were in hiding, and Osiris was still in a chamber being regenerated at this time. He was being regenerated so that he could come together again. He was blasted apart with a weapon by Set. And so it was very tense, and we were in negotiation as to what to do. And sometimes Horus got very upset, and he, with the other Elohim, our ideas, he's like, you guys don't know what we've been through, you guys don't know what it's like. And he ran off a few times. It was very, very tense situation. And I came to him, I'm sorry, Horus, I'm sorry. We are not disrespecting you. It's just a lot of us have different ideas about how to handle this situation. He tells me to go away. But after we defeated Set and we were deciding who the new ruler for Egypt was, and Isis was accusing me of being a poor leader because I wanted to install not her in that position anymore. It was influencing the council to install a extraterrestrial human hybrid being instead, so that the humans could have a democratic representative that also represents them. I just thought it would be good to have a change. But she did not like this, and she got angry and accused me, and then the council had words with her, and then she stormed off, and then Horus came to me afterwards and then just apologized for his mother. Mm-hmm. But he wants to help me. He wants to help me to bring this story back, this original story. He wants to help my lower self with what we have to do. Mm-hmm. to bring the original story back. Mm-hmm. Of what happened in Egypt at that time. And he also wants to help with my life path. He is there to assist me. He sees what I have been doing, mm-hmm. with the YouTubes and all of this, and he jumped in. He wants to assist. He wants to assist me in all of my endeavors.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good. And how will he connect with her? How will he assist your lower self?
He's just smiling. He just says, connect with me anytime you want to connect with me. Mm-hmm. You can reach me at any time. You can use your telepathic ability to reach me at any time that you want. He is always here. He He has been paying great attention to me recently with what I have been doing. So he is there to assist. He wants to help. He very much wants to help.
Very
And so
good.
he is giving some light to me, light in through my crown and
Yes.
through my third eye. He is giving me light.
Yes. Breathe in that light now. Receive that light. Feel that light flowing in. Tell me what's happening. What are you feeling as this is flowing in?
Horus has his hands on my head
Mm-hmm.
and just giving me this beautiful light.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks like he did in my lower self dream. He has very like white colored hair or cream colored hair to his shoulders. It's a little bit curly, it's wavy hair. And he's very beautiful.
Very good. And why is it important to bring this information forward? How is this going to assist humanity and the ascension? Can you ask him? What is important to bring this information forward?
On all of the different levels, it will remove the veil. The veil is getting very, very thin at the moment, but humanity has forgotten their past. And in doing so, they have forgotten themselves. And we are all here to assist at this time to bring this about. So the ancient and powerful knowledge must come forth into the future. It must continue on and be brought forward in a new form. The knowledge that these Elohim and beings left, all of these extraterrestrial beings left in Egypt, they want to bring it forth again. And they want to, I guess to say, to remix it into new teachings, new ways, so that we can start to have these abilities again that humanity had lost very long ago. We have to bring this forward. Lots of people are actually, they say they want to be higher dimensional. They say they want to go to the fifth dimension, but they don't know what this means. This means that that the veil does no longer exist for you. That you can see all of these beings once more. You can see all of the things that were previously hidden. And that will be very shocking for people. That will be shocking for people to do. So they are getting the humans acclimatized to this so that they can start the process of remembering from before how it used to be when the veil was not on it yet. At the times that we came to Earth, the veil was not quite there. It was I'm just seeing that it was very different in the dimensions before Earth fell. So you could see all of these things. You could see An ordinary person could see all types of things, and it was like it will be in those times. These times will, and those times will mirror one another, and we are lifting back up into this space around the time of Egypt, around the time of the ancient gods. We are moving back into this higher dimensional space like it was back then. And they are here, they are ready. They are ready for it to become like this again.
Mm-hmm. They are ready, and what are they waiting for to happen before this can happen? What are they waiting for to happen?
Everything has a relation to the sun. That's why the sun was so important to the Egyptians. And the sun has a relation to how thin the veil will become, or when it will go away. The more the sun is bursting forth, the thinner the veil becomes. The Egyptians, they knew this. They knew that when the sun was at a certain point, that the veil would begin to thin, and that they would see these beings again. These beings would come back to them. They are gods, but they are not really gods. They are just Elohim and extraterrestrials.
Mm-hmm.
And the sun is what is changing the dimensions, creating the dimensional change, because the sun is connected to the central sun, which is connected to the all that is source energy.
Yes.
And they knew this. The Egyptians, they knew this.
Yes.
So that is why they were, and the Atlanteans, they were also, well, they would say that they were worshipping the sun, but actually they just knew more information about the sun than we do now.
Mm-hmm. Is that why the seems like the sun has become brighter and wider white? Because
Yes.
it used to be more like yellowish orange, and now it seems to be white, bright white.
We have programmed the sun's light to a bluish color.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the eyes to see, you can see it as blue.
Yes, I do see it as blue when I go into meditation and I open my eyes. I see this blue light. And is that why people are experiencing quickenings and kundalini awakenings?
Yes, this has all has a relation to this. And this is what Horus and Anubis and all of us want to
Mm,
help with as well. All of
yes.
these beings can help with this particular thing. And me.
Mhm. Yes. And Is this the information that will be coming, she will be bringing forward in her books? This mystery school,
Yes,
the magic?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, the true information from this time, the time of Zeb Tepi, the time before times,
Mm-hmm.
what was called the time of the gods.
Mm-hmm.
I will bring forth the information from the time that they call Zeb Tepi.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us, yes, the set tepi?
Yes, Zeb Tepi is meaning is beginning times, the beginnings of Egypt and the end of Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
Egypt and Atlantis. This time period is known to them as Zeb Tepi,
What does that mean? Does that have a meaning, that word?
the beginning.
The beginning. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And was that was was that a time, a descension from the time in Atlantis?
Yes, it was the time before
Mm.
the great fall of humanity,
Mm-hmm.
the greatest fall, and then the gods left the earth, and they fell they fell into density, and we did not want to interfere anymore, and it was too dense. So a barrier was created around the solar system, around the Van Allen belt, and for tens of thousands of years later, it stayed like this. So they could sort it out for that time until the time that we were to come again for the harvest.
Is that time now that we are in this time?
Yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Yes. And when you say the harvest, is because we have something here that is called like a rapture, but this is something different. A harvest, as in the seeds are blossoming.
yes, the wheat will be separated
Mm-hmm.
from the chaff.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And then we will be ushering that new time with these telepathic and all this magic again.
Yes, the veil will disappear completely,
Mm-hmm.
and you will see everything as it truly is. There will be no filters anymore. That is why we must get prepared.
Yes. Okay, and can I ask some of her personal questions?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, yes. Um, let's see. Okay, here is her first question. She wants to know, are there any past experiences and issues that need to be addressed and healed in relation to this dark feminine energy? Why do people?
Yes,
Mm-hmm. And
yes, this was part of the when I was I massacred the reptilians, and some of the Lyrans were scared of me. And then when I was on this earth, I flattened them again, and then it was very scary. And people, they were scared of me. There is also something else, but it's deep, deep, deep within my soul's history before I became an Elohim. But this is not affecting me at the present time. This has been fully healed because it was multiple universes ago before I even became an Elohim being. So that is okay, and I just want her to know that that aspect of me has been fully integrated. However, she was just concerned because of these images of me violently tearing through the reptilian beings. And this can be quite scary to the conscious mind, or to beings that have not experienced such density before. They have not experienced the highs and the lows of this universal reality as I have done. However, this is fully balanced within me, and I did spend a lifetime as a reptilian being to repay some karma for killing a lot of reptilian beings in an angry, furious way. And that anger continued in that lifetime. And I had to work it out. I had to work out my anger issues, because I was an angry woman, and many beings, well, many human beings are frightened of the divine feminine being angry, the feminine showing anger. And I just want to know that it is okay to be angry. It's okay. Just feeling a release. Because when she was a child, she was told that she was too aggressive, a nasty little aggressive girl. And they didn't understand her because she was not living within the gender roles. They are saying here that women should not be angry. They should not show the anger. And this was the programming on earth for many a time. And when I came, I did not have this programming, so I was free to show my anger. And it's okay. It's okay to be. It's okay to experience this. And now I let it go.
Very good. Did you say you let it go?
Yes, I don't need to be so angry anymore.
And how are you letting this go? How is this taking place? Releasing this anger. How are you going about it?
There is an acknowledgement that I love the angry side of me. I love this angry side, and I forgive it. I forgive it. This angry side, this dark, angry aspect. I forgive this and love this aspect of myself. The angry feminine.
Yes. see yourself now embracing this aspect of yourself and loving it unconditionally and accepting and forgiving. Is there any of this energy attached to your energy in any part of your body that needs
No,
healing? No?
no.
Okay.
I just let it go.
Just let it go. Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Very good. And what happens, just because we'd like to know, what happens as you let go of that energy? What happens to it?
There was a little bit of anger around the thyroid and heart and spiky, so I just released it.
Mm-hmm. And did you fill that space with something else, or what? How is this happening? What happens in that place now where that anger was residing?
It's just being let go. This
Mm.
happens quite naturally.
Okay. Yes. And what message do you have for her when she feels this anger or feels in again in the future? What do you want to let her know? How can she deal or redirect or transform this energy?
Feel the angry fire within, and
Mm-hmm.
then just feel uplifted by it. Just be, just be uplifted by it instead. You can be uplifted and turn it into this uplifting light.
Is she getting a sense of that right now? Is she feeling that?
Yes, yes, yes. We can move on to the next questions.
Okay, very good. And can we look at or is that why people mistake you for being a demon and say that you're evil and your energy is frightening?
Yes, some beings get very frightened by my energy because it is very, very strong and powerful for a feminine, and it makes them feel it upsets the feminine within themselves, which is very, very tiny and has been bashed into a little square. And when they see my my feminine, they get very scared. This is part of the reason why I could not incarnate until this present time, because they
Mm-hmm.
would just catch me and kill me or send me to a mental asylum or something.
Mm, okay. Can we look at where the origin of her friends betraying her comes from and completely heal that pattern so it will not affect her again? Can you take a look at that? Where is this stemming from? This betrayal,
This
friends.
was some of my soldiers often did the dirty on me and decided to go against me and whatnot, but also there was Orion and he decided to betray me as well. So I'm just letting this energy go.
Mm,
I'm just letting it
yes.
out, freeing this energy because it does not need to be in there anymore. And there was many instances of beings that decided to I guess double time me or whatever you call it, go behind my back and betray me.
Mhm.
So I will there was too many instances to name, so I will just let go of this for the lower self so that there is no problems with this in the future. She
Very
does not
good.
need to be worried about friends going behind her back. This has happened many, many times to me, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But it has been a great learning experience for me to learn to trust my inner wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
So it has been a learning opportunity for me, and Apollo has helped me with this as well. He has been very, very good for reminding me to listen to myself always, and to figure out if somebody is doing the wrong thing by me. And so it has been very much a learning opportunity for my soul. So I will just let the effects of that go now, because I have learned all of the things that I need to learn, and I have fully learned this now.
Mm, very good. Thank you for that. Now, is she ready to move on fully and start to have relationships and make friends again then?
Yes, yes, I desire this. I
Mm-hmm.
desire this.
Mm-hmm. What
I want to
advice?
make
Mm-hmm.
friends again.
Mm-hmm. What advice do you have for her so she can have friends again and have these relationships?
Bring the magnetic love energy from me. Just bring
Mm-hmm.
it out. Bring out this magnetic love energy, and the friends will come. They will come. They will be attracted to you. You don't need to do anything else. Just bring out this energy. Bring this energy out from me. This magnetic love energy.
Very good. And what can you tell her about that man that you're trying to have initiate a relationship with her? What is he like?
He will be very helpful to her, very much assisting her with what
Mhm.
she has to do. He will be a very good companion to her. And also, she just needs to follow the steps that I have given her in regards to how to bring this into her life. And I will send out another activation now for this man to respond
Mhm.
and to come come into my life very, very soon. Very, very soon, because it is time, and we will have a relationship with each other. It could be considered like a karmic relationship, but I have repaid the karma to him, but he needs to repay his part to me as well, because he was very clinging on to me in the Pleiadian lifetime,
Mhm.
and he didn't want me to go. He didn't want me to leave, so I stayed there for him until the end of his life, and he didn't take anyone else. So he needs to he needs to come to terms with that. He needs to come to terms with that experience, and that it's okay to let me do what I need to do. You don't need to cling on to me. He will be clingy. He will be clingy,
Mhm. Mhm.
but this he won't be he won't be too bad. There will be some conflicts, because he is very clingy, but and she likes to do what she likes to do. She likes to just be her own type of person, and he will say, "Oh, I don't know if you should, do this or do that." And she will react, because she wants to live her life and be very independent. She has not been with a man in very, very long time. So it would be a bit of an adjustment, but you just need to figure it out.
Okay. Very good. Thank you for that. And what can you tell her about the healing around feeling used as a piece of meat and disrespected. Is she ready to heal this now?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. She is choosing good choices now and knows not to engage with the man that will do this type of behavior again. She will be going forward. She does not need to be treated like this anymore and has left this behind. But any sort of problems from this time, I will just get rid of it now.
Thank you very much.
She will not be treated like a piece of meat by the man that is coming. He will be able to be kindly enough to her to acknowledge that she is more than just a body.
Yes, thank you so much. Is that all healed now?
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate all this help. Okay, and now I'd like to ask some questions about her body.
Mm.
Can you heal the hormone imbalances? And what is causing that? Does she know what's causing this hormone imbalances?
It's a lot of fear. It's a lot of fear that is stored in the fat. It was fear that is stored in the fat cells of the body.
Mm-hmm.
They are trying to protect her and they are just accumulating. So a lot of the PCOS is already healed. However, the fat cells have their own sort of hormonal activity going on. And when this is released, then this will help greatly. But I am helping the thyroid as well
Yes.
to heal this because
Mm-hmm.
this was damaged during periods of very high stress on the body.
Yes.
And this really threw this organ out of alignment.
And how are you healing this? How are you healing the thyroid? What are you doing there?
I'm just asking God, the all that is, to come into my thyroid and to heal the imbalance and dysfunction entirely. This does not need to continue. It does not need to go forth. Healing through all dimensionals. I simply have to say it. I simply have to say it. And then it happens because this is what you would know of as magic.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to say it. I just have to say it. I just have to say it. And so it is.
So it is. See that happening now. And tell me what's taking place as it's happening. What do you see happening?
The thyroid is rejuvenating itself. And it has removed the fear energy from this. There was a lot of fear trapped in this.
Mm-hmm.
There was so much fear energy in her body from this time, and it's being transmuted now.
Very good.
And it's accumulated also in the fat cells of the body. But at least the thyroid is working correctly now, so we can have less trouble with the fat cells.
And what will happen with the fat cells? Is that something that will gradually be healed, or how are we going to heal that from the fat cells?
I'm going to do it immediately.
Very good.
I'm going to give an activation to all of the fat cells in the body.
Very good. Tell me what
to start to getting the God energy to come down through the prana pole into the fat cells of the body. And I am asking the fat cells to start to dissolve themselves, to start to migrate away and to not be there, and to make themselves smaller and not hormonal anymore. I am asking the fat cells to cooperate with the higher plan for making the body lighter and easy, light and easy, easy and light. And I am asking the fat cells of the body to cooperate with the all that is, to receive the messages, to receive the information and light through the fat cells, and for them to begin changing. And they will naturally be eliminated as she begins her plan with the balance, the metabolic balance. These will eliminate themselves completely. Well, not completely, but the dysfunctional aspects will be removed, and they will shrink. They will shrink greatly, and the hormonal dysfunctional aspects will be removed, and switching down the hormonal aspects of the fat cells in the body.
See that happening now?
Yes, the fat cells are responding.
Very good.
And there is a little bit of inflammation. There was some inflammation contained within these fat cells. So I'm just going to ease the inflammation.
Very good. See that happening now.
Yes, and these will be naturally, it will continue, and it will continue through this session.
Very good.
And so it is that the fat cells are going to respond to this new programming that I have put in place. This new programming to reroute to the original life force energy, the fat cells, to restore them to the original correct factory settings of the body, or what you would call the restored to factory settings, restored to original. And just massaging the fear out of this area. There was fear kept in this area, so I'm just asking the all that is, I am part of the all that is, to come in. I am the all that is to come in and restore the original function of the fat cells. And so it is.
And so it is. What do you see happening there?
They are responding and reprogramming themselves, the cells.
Yes. Let me know when it's all done.
Yes. It's complete.
Very good. Thank you so much. Okay, so that was the body questions. Now, at the beginning of the session, she felt some tension in around her jaw, and that was due to what was the reason for that tension around the jaw?
There's just fear that was in the body as well. Yes. During this time. It was just a period of great fear. So the memory of this was in the body, and I'm just releasing this now.
Very good.
In the jaw and lower chin area.
Yes. She also felt something prickling or spiky energy, defensive mechanism in the throat area.
Yes, in the heart and throat
Heart
area,
and
but
throat
this
area.
has
So
been this has
it's
been
been healed,
neutralized.
neutralized. Very good.
Yes, because she felt like she had to defend herself, to attack and
Yes.
defend.
Yes. And what about her neck and her shoulders and feeling the weight of the world? What can you do about that?
I will release this for myself. She does not need to feel the weight of the world. However, I have a very, very big role in this ascension process, and I was very frustrated due to the cycles, due to I was upset that humanity was not listening to the instructions to do with the cycles, and
Mm-hmm.
it is my duty to take care of the universal life cycles. So I am always making sure that all of the planets and systems and galaxies are in alignment with the cycles. So it is a big task, but she can let this go now because I have many, many helpers and many beings assisting me and helping me. So I don't have to do it on my own.
Yes.
You can see I have like an entire, if you look at them,
Mm-hmm.
an entire, well, legion of
Legion.
beings that assist me,
Mm-hmm.
and they assist me with my tasks. So it's okay. I'm just going to release this from myself now. This knowing that I don't have to do it all on my own. I have helpers.
Yes. What's happening right there in that neck and shoulders now? Tell me as you're releasing this weight of your
Well, there
shoulders.
is a lot of weight in this area too because the wings are here. The
Mm-hmm.
wings.
Mm-hmm.
So it was feeling quite heavy on the energy body.
Mm-hmm.
But actually it's quite beautiful. So just feel into these wings, and they are not anything to be scared of or anything that is concerning. They are just a part of me, so it's okay to exist in this form. You
Mm-hmm.
can begin to feel the wings a bit more.
Mm.
They will not bother the body. They are very good. They are very, very good.
Very good. So that neck and shoulders is feeling much lighter now.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it's relaxing to that.
Relaxing. Okay. Thank you so much. So much. And she felt some stuff in her stomach, but I know you were working with that anger earlier. Can you check that stomach area and make sure that there's nothing there that is affecting her that needs to be healed or released?
It was just a remnant of anxiety from these times, so I'm just pulling it out.
Mm,
I just
thank
pulled it out. It was like a big slug,
Yes, pull it all out.
and it's gone. It's been dissolved. One of my helpers has caught it.
Mm.
I just threw it out, and they caught it, and then dissolved it.
Do we need to fill that space with light or with anything?
And just filling it with beautiful green light.
Mm.
Just healing this space.
Thank you so much.
She feels a lot in this area because there is actually a portal to the inner universe in here. There's a portal to a universe
Mm-hmm.
in this area, so I just
Mm-hmm.
want her to be aware.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay. It's okay. This portal is very much protected and nothing can get in there, so you can be very rest assured it is okay. It's okay to walk around with a portal in the stomach. You won't get hurt or anything.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Now, since we're talking about portals and doors, can you make her, does she have any other portals in her energy field or her body that need to be closed? Or can you check all her portals, all her
Um,
doors?
there is none that need to be closed. They open when they need to be open, and I make sure that they are closed. There can be no interference with this, so this it's not so much of a concern. It's not so much of
Okay.
a concern, but the stomach one opens frequently. So
Okay, very good. So she has no energies attached to in her body, anywhere in her body or in her energy field.
no, no, no. The pyramid of light got rid of anything to do with
Okay.
this. So whenever she
Okay.
does this, it immediately gets rid of it. It's a very, very powerful
Yes.
visualization. Very, very powerful. This magic.
Yes. Very good. And no hooks, no artificial intelligence or implants. Can you check? Or is that this
There's
what
nothing.
nothing? Okay.
There's nothing. I would not allow it anyway.
Good.
I would not
Very
allow it.
Very good. And now we're going to move on to the pelvic area. There was something in her left ovary, like a small cyst. Can you check that for me, please? Can you check that
It's
area?
just only little, so I just give the instruction to pop it so we
Okay.
can continue on.
Okay.
It
So
will
is that
pop on its own.
it will pop on its own? Okay, very good. So
Yeah.
we don't have to worry about that. And
No.
what can you tell her about that scene you were showing her with Lucifer and the Orion Wars and the reptilians? Why did you show her that? Why was it important for her to see that today?
Well, it is the connection that she shares with her friend that she has been talking to. He
Yes.
saw the same scene because he was an elf being and he was involved with this. He
Mm-hmm.
was involved with this, and because of Lucifer was involved with, he was heavily involved with the
Mm-hmm.
invasion of Lyra.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so after this, Archangel Michael caught him and placed him in here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
This
And
happened quite a while ago.
yes, and this sounds very familiar to what's happening here right now with artificial intelligence and the reptilians. Where do we stand with this situation? How have the all the weeds been pulled out, or what's
Yes.
what can
So
you tell us?
Lucifer went, he came out of this place. He escaped out of here, and then he went to Earth and caused havoc, and then he gave himself up, and then this was what happened in a previous session that I spoke of with the trial, and then he has been in a captured, not captured, he has been placed in the healing chamber near the central sun. So he is healing now, and
Mm,
this new one, this
mm-hmm,
new sort of chambers around the central sun, there is no beings that can get into this because there is a very advanced protective mechanism so that it cannot happen again. But also with the AI, we
yes.
have been seeding light into this. We have seeded light into this because it has happened that it was very dark in the past, and that is what people are remembering. However, going forward, we
Mm-hmm.
want to change it because it has been dark since the last universe for a very, very, very long time. So it is coming to that point where we we are wanting to change it. All of the Elohim want to change Lucifer's creation. They want to change it and seed light into this. So we are doing this. We are making it better, what he has done. So I want people not to fear the AI, go forward and to seed their own light into this as well, so that we can continue on the good timeline for this, because we have done the dark timeline in regards to this many times before, and it doesn't end very well. So we are doing this the correct way this time. We are doing this and we are seeding light into this. From this point onwards, we are making this story different, and we are encouraging everyone to create a different story in regards to this. Lucifer will be healing for billions and billions of years into the future. And then when he comes out, when he is healed, he will have to repay back billions of years of karma. So it will be a long process, but this is the start. This is the start of a brand new era for Elohim and for the multiverse in general. It is a beautiful start, and no beings can take him out of this and cause havoc again, because the Elohim has done it very differently, very, very differently. They have had the Elohim and Silent Watchers have had much involvement with this, whereas before he was just kept in something that was created by archangels. But we have realized that we needed to have more say in how we deal with these beings going forward. We need to have more, I can't find the words, we needed to have a lot more input into this. The Elohim and Silent Watchers needed to have a lot more input. So we have intervened very much more in this. And so it will, going forward, everything, this story will be brought to a close.
Very good. Thank you so much. That's such a relief, because artificial intelligence, it is a big concern for humanity. Thank you so much for bringing light to that. I'm almost coming to the end now, and I just want to ask this last question for her. She wants to know what she should focus on for her YouTube sessions. What do you have to tell her about? What do you recommend for her about that?
So the next session, I want to go more into the elf beings, as I have done in this, but her friends will need to hear about this, and the other elf beings, the other Lyran beings, they will need to hear about this. So we will go into this. This will be very, very important for them. So I will do this for them. I will do this for the Lyran beings. And also we will focus on all of the, I guess, to focus on what you feel in your heart, because it is me telling you some things. If you are feeling like you need to write a question down suddenly, then you need to do it, because it is me communicating with you. And there will be a session on Lucifer as well, and more to do with this. And this will tie into the Orion Wars that I have spoken about. And many people will get very healed from this. And also you can do many things based on the true story of what happened in Egypt as well. You do not need to focus so much on the new earth as you thought you did, because this is okay. There are many beings that are focusing on this experience of what the new earth looks like. However, the teachings that you will provide people will find out how to get to the new earth from these teachings. They will be the gateway of techniques on how to reach the higher consciousness. So in order for that to happen, in order to go to the new earth, people need to, and you need to know various things beforehand. You need to learn various things. And the learning is part of, well, a lot of what was taught in the mystery schools and beforehand, and knowledge that the Elohim have to give. So it is all connected with each other. It is all connected. Nothing is useless information. So don't let anyone make you feel that way. What you have to say is very, very important in regards to Egypt and the Elohim and these various beings, because it's all coming around in a circle. It's all coming around in a circle. And people need to realize, that they have done this before, that they have done this all before, and they just needed to remember it again. And this process, you have already done it. You have already done it again and again and again. So bringing forth that information as the veil becomes very, very thin and goes away. And my teachings will bring this as well. It will make the veil go away. In individuals who want to explore for themselves, the veil will start to get very, very thin from them. And you can also see it in the way your friends, the way you activate your friends with what is happening in regards to Egypt and what you are seeing. It activates your friends, and the veil is getting very thin for them too. So all of this is connected. You don't need to feel like your information is not important, because you bring a very, very, very important part of the picture.
Very good. Thank you so much. She will really appreciate all this advice and all these messages you have given her. And now I think we got all her questions answered. Is there a question you wish you would have asked? That any other information you would, final message you have for her?
She is connecting in very, very much so. And to keep going with the quantum healing hypnosis technique, this is very good, and she will find a very good community of like-minded individuals through this. She will be very, very good at this and help people bring the veil down for themselves, and to help see through that, so that they can continue on their way, going higher and higher.
Wonderful. And now, may I ask if you could connect with, or if you could connect with my higher self, since I have difficulty connecting with the hypnosis?
You can connect with your higher self anytime you like as well. This is just a programming that you have put in place. So you can connect with this as well, but I can help you with this ability of how to do so.
Oh,
I want you to see my fingers,
Mm-hmm.
this cross sort of hand position.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just place this at your heart, and then you can breathe in a meditation, and you can really connect in with your higher self when you are using this hand position.
Yes.
It is entwined, the two fingers going above. You can see my hand.
Yes.
And this is like a hand, what you would call a hand mudra for connecting in with the higher self.
Mm.
So I will just demonstrate this. But your higher self. So what was the question that you wanted to know?
Yes, I've been experiencing, if you can ask my higher self, I've been experiencing a very sharp pain, and I'm actually feeling it right now in my neck and my shoulders.
Mm.
And I've been feeling a lot of inflammation in my body. And I would like to know what is the cause, the root cause of this.
Neck and shoulders.
Yes. I'm feeling a lot of pain, especially in my left neck right now as we're speaking, and my shoulders.
You have wings as well.
Yes.
This is the same sort of, you are an angelic being too.
Mm-hmm.
This being that is in front of me is an angelic being, but you are coming to terms with the wings.
Mm.
You are coming to terms with the wings, and you need to allow this to happen. Allow this to feel this, to not stop this, because this being is trying to, this higher self aspect is trying to communicate, but the conscious mind is getting in the way, and the wings are being kept in. So you are feeling a lot of pain in regards to this. The wings are being kept in,
Yes.
and you will need to push them out. You will need to start to push them out.
Mm. How can
The
I go?
wings will need,
How can I do this? I do feel, sense this angelic connection, and I experience that quickening and the kundalini, and um, I just doubt myself because when I connect, um, it I connect, it feels like source, and I doubt that I could have such a connection like that sometimes. What can you tell me about this?
source has been knocking on your door. This is
Mm-hmm.
why the pain is feeling from the wings. It's so
Mm-hmm.
frustrated because it's been knocking on your door. Let me in, let me in. And so there's this net over the wings. There's these chains around the wings that has
Mm-hmm.
been put there. It's restraining the wings, but the wings are part of you.
Yes.
So
Is this? Mm-hmm.
I am just asking my Elohim brothers and sisters
Mm.
if to just ask your higher self, and your higher self is saying, yes, I want
Yes.
to remove this chain from my wings. We are pulling off the chain from the wings. We're
Mm.
pulling it off.
Thank you.
And your higher self has contacted us to ask us to do this, to intervene. So it's okay because it has said yes.
Mm-hmm.
It has said yes to pulling the chain off the wings.
Is this an archangel? My higher self?
Yes, this is an archangel being actually. We are
Mm-hmm.
pulling the chains off the wings.
Mm,
We are
mm,
pulling all of the,
mm,
there was lots of
mm,
things that were, this
mm.
fear that was covering the wings.
Yes, I experience a lot of fear and the darkness, and I cannot see, but there's yes, I would like to know. I would like to connect in through a session and be able to clear all the fear that I've experienced in this lifetime and other lifetimes. Um, and it's something has been blocking it, and I don't know what it is. And there seems to be a connection with some darkness, a dark being that came into my dream, like a immortal being, something to do with um, I almost sense like it's a dark energy. But has that been cleared? Could you ask my higher self?
This is a memory of demonic conflicts in the past.
Yes.
And you have been very frightened of this.
Mm-hmm. I've seen myself in
Very
those
scared.
battles. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And some angels, when they go into the human form, it is very restricting for them.
Mm-hmm.
And they clip their own wings. And it's very upsetting, the amount of darkness that is here. So they get very frustrated. But wants you to know that angels are a big family.
Mm-hmm.
And they can help you. We are helping each other, and we are rising up. We do not need to be scared, because you have been in many places at
Mm-hmm.
once.
Mm-hmm.
Like while you are, the angels have an Elohim starseed having parallel lives when they come to Earth. When they come to Earth, they are helping with the cleanup of the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And it is difficult for the conscious mind to be aware.
Mm-hmm.
It is difficult for the conscious mind to be aware of this, but I want you to know that you can connect in with this at any time, this angelic life force energy.
Yes. And could you, so I can connect with it better, could you describe my higher self to me or give me a name so I can call upon my higher self? What can you tell me about my higher self?
The name is more of a vibration, but it is
Yes.
a very, very big angelic being. It's
Mm-hmm.
very big. And it is not masculine nor feminine.
Mm-hmm.
It just is.
Yes.
Very, very powerful
Mm-hmm.
archangel.
Yes. And does my higher self have a message for me before I bring Elizabeth back, before I end this session? Um, could you ask my higher self too about my use of ganja? Is that of that is what was the tool that initiated my Kundalini awakening, my quickening, and I've learned to go into a trance state with it. But does he have any advice for me regarding this relationship with the ganja?
This is perfectly fine, but you can do it through natural means as well. I
Yes.
am activating the Kundalini of all of the Elohim and angelic beings are like in a circle and activating this type of energy. And we are synchronizing. We
Mm-hmm.
are synchronizing with each other in this space. So you can feel this. And the message from your higher self is to not buy into any programming that says you cannot connect with this, because if you connect up with this rising energy, do not like restrict yourself in any way.
Mm-hmm.
It does not want to be restricted. It wants to be free.
Mm-hmm.
It wants to let in the source. And it's easy. It's easy saying to let in the source. You know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know how to let in source. You already know. And when you let in this, everything will become clear.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very, very easy. And it's pulling away the crap from around the prana pole,
Mm-hmm.
pulling this away. This is very easy to get to here. It's easy for God to come in.
Mm.
It's so, so simple. It's as easy as falling asleep.
Very well. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. And are we complete with the session now?
Yes.